Hey, what's up, YouTube? King James here. We back. Season 4 of Warzone is here, and there's some new guns. We got the C58 assault rifle, which I love. We've got the MG83 LMG, which is nuts, and it's going to be nerfed, so I'm going to wait for that to happen before I make a video on it. And we got the nail gun, which I unlocked. It's pretty hilarious and kind of fun to use. But this video is really going to be on the C58, and I've been using it as a close and medium range gun first, just to try it out. And if you watch my previous video that I just made, it was on the K-Swiss and the AK-47 and that exact same loadout. So I just replaced the AK with the C58 and gave it a shot, and well, damn, it's pretty good. So I got that for you right now. All right, so first and foremost, let's look at the base stats on the gun. And it's got a pretty low fire rate. If you've used it, you've probably noticed it. But the thing hits like a Mack truck, 59 to the head, 44 to the chest, 40 and 37 to the extremities. Pretty well nothing touches it. The only thing that's sort of close, I would say, is the AK. It's slightly slower, but it doesn't do as much damage everywhere. Look at the chest and the stomach and everything. So it hits really hard. So let's look at the time to kill on it. And here's the time to kill chart, and have a look. The C58, it beats the Fara and the Krig everywhere pretty well, except for maybe this little tiny spot. But other than that, it's faster time to kill than everything. The only thing that's close is a CR56 AMAX, but this has been nerfed, and I don't think the updated info is here on True Games data site. So this is likely going to be closer. So the thing about the C58 is it hits as hard as the CR56 does now, so it's got the same time to kill. But what about the recoil? Because that's a thing about the AMAX that throws some people off. I know some people can control it, but not everybody can. So let's look at the recoil of the C58. You might be surprised. All right, so check this out. I just went in to my favorite spot and just shot straight up the wall. And if you're looking, it just goes straight up. There's almost no recoil, no horizontal left to right. It's just a line. There's nothing to it. And watch the controlled shot. This is probably the easiest, closest grouped cluster I've ever shot on a controlled shot. Look at how small and tight that is. It's so easy to get close shots on this thing. So here's the C58 versus the Fara 83 and the Krig 6. And if you look at it, you can see the Fara 83 has a little bit of left to right, and the Krig 6 sort of does too. But the C58, it's pretty well a straight line. It does move a tiny bit, and maybe a little bit like the Krig, but man, does it ever shoot easier. When I was doing the controlled shot versus the others too, it is way easier to shoot. And it explains a lot of what I'm going to show you right now. All right, so check this out. This is right after I completely leveled the gun up, and it was the first time I was out using it. And I found that it worked really good. And here I am shooting a little farther than I think I probably would, you know, using like an SMG. No problem getting the down. The thing is super strong. Here's right close, right in the stairwell, and I beat that one guy, and the other guy got a couple shots on me as well. And so I found that I would like start pushing guys a lot harder than what I would, because I was pretty well confident with this gun at almost any range. It really hits so hard. And you know, poor guy, this guy had, I think, floor loot, so he never stood a chance. But I mean, the power that this gun has when you're shooting chest and stomach shots, because it hits so hard, the lower fire rate doesn't really seem to matter on it. So like this guy right here started shooting me, I'd get the down. And I was finding that all the time when I was 1v1 versus a guy. I would just jump in, make these plays. Now I was, you know, 2v1 here, but I had no problem ever getting the downs. And you know, guys are flying in and just you get the reticle on and start shooting, and man, this thing hits crazy hard. I always felt like I could win gunfights every time I use this gun up close. So I've been using this, just like I said earlier, as a short medium range gun, and I've been pairing it with the Swiss K31. And well, you know what that means. What a shot out of the air. Man, I love sniping. It's hilarious. I feel bad for those guys. But anyway, let me show you my C58 Loadout. But just before I do that, I want to say thank you to everybody who's recently subbed to my channel and is here watching my videos. I really appreciate all that love and support. So thank you guys. And if you haven't subbed to the channel, consider subscribing, because it really does help small content creators like myself. All right, let me show you my build. All right, so here's the base C58, and I got it unlocked with diamond, and I gotta say, Raven, you gotta fix the diamond camo on this. It looks terrible. I don't even know what these are. They don't look like diamonds. Anyway, it doesn't matter. All right, so for the muzzle suppressor, this is what you want to use on all your close range guns, because it doesn't impact ADS speed. So sound suppression, aim down, sight speed, bullet velocity, sprint to fire. That's great. That's everything you want on a close range gun. Now, I'm not using a barrel just like my AK. For close range, I'm just leaving because I don't need the bullet velocity. And for an optic, I really like the Microflex LED on a close range gun. I just find it gives you a really clean sight picture. And for a stock, I'm using the Raider stock because it gives you a ton of mobility. I know some guys use the, no stock and, they change the names a little bit, but I still like the Raider because it's got a whole bunch of different, firing moving speeds. So ADS moving speed, ADS walking speed, and sprint to fire. So it just makes it easier to move around with the gun. Now for ammunition, I am running the 45 round drum. Gives you extra bullets and no ADS penalty. For a longer range gun, I'd probably run the 55 round, but I don't really want an ADS penalty. So 45 it is. Now here's where you can decide on two different things. This gun has really low recoil, as you saw. So for an underbarrel, you can definitely run the Field Agent grip. It really makes it easy to shoot. Or if you want more ADS time, run the Serpent Wrap. So in close guns, this gives more ADS time. The Airborne, this gives a little bit less ADS time, but it also gives flinch resistance and aiming stability. So for close range, I run the Serpent. And I would probably run that instead of the Field Agent, just depending on whether you think you can control the recoil or not, or whether you feel like you want the recoil control. I kind of like it this way for the extra ADS speed, but depending on how you feel, you want that extra recoil control, run the Field Agent grip as well. Anyways, guys, this is how I've been running the gun, and it's been crazy successful. I'm going to show you a long-range build because it's completely different than this, with a scope on it and using a barrel. So I'm just doing that testing now to figure out the best way to run it. So I'll bring you that real soon. But for a close medium range, you're going to pair this with a sniper. Man, this is the way to run instead of an SMG. I love this thing. This has been really great for me. Anyways, guys, that's it for me. So if you don't see me in Warzone, if you don't see me in multiplayer, it's only a matter of time, baby. King James out.